Hi friends, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a little while. I think it's been like 3 months since I've uploaded a video. Pregnancy is just one of those things where I have lost all motivation to do anything besides not just survive, but like grow a human. You know, it's like most days, besides what I absolutely have to do on my to-do list, work and taking care of Biscuit and Mark and the house and myself, it's like I just don't feel like doing anything else. And that is okay in this season of life that I'm learning. I am currently 31 weeks pregnant, so I'm quite a bit past the second trimester, but I still wanted to do a second trimester recap because it really is the honeymoon phase of your pregnancy where you feel the best, you have the most energy, and I wanted to just really chat about things I've been loving, things that were changing like with my body and baby, and just all the good stuff. I did a first trimester recap, so if you want to know more about like symptoms of like the 2-week wait and things I did to survive morning sickness and all that stuff, you can check out that video here. Otherwise, let's jump into it. So I wanted to kind of chat first off like how the second trimester started for me, because it really wasn't that like immediately at 13 weeks I started miraculously feeling better and feeling all that energy and amazingness that they talk about with the second trimester. So my like nausea and morning sickness, I would say, lasted until like 16 or 17 weeks, so a good chunk into my second trimester, which is okay, and I'm just glad it didn't last all the way through. But I would say about like 17 weeks I was finally like able to eat dinner and I was hungry, I had more of an appetite, and like normal foods sounded good to me. So if you are still struggling, it is normal, and the light does come. It just might not come like right when your body turns into the second trimester. So officially by like 17 weeks, I was feeling better and I was actually having motivation to work out. I remember that was like the first thing I was so excited about, was that my motivation to want to get up and actually like lift a weight or do Pilates or something was back. Because before pregnancy, I was so into fitness and exercise. It was really strange to go from being all about like health and wellness and working out to then feeling like I had zero motivation. Like even walking in the mornings with Mark and like walking our dog was too much. Like that would make me nauseous, and I was like, I don't know how far I can go. We can try and walk, but my body ain't having it. And so it's such a weird thing to just like let go and let nature do its thing. And so around 17 weeks, I finally had motivation to work out again. So what I have been doing is just a lot of long walks in the morning and then midday, just to keep my body moving. And then I've been trying to just incorporate like yoga and Pilates and some really low impact movements, especially towards the end of my second trimester when you start to get bigger. Just doing a lot of movement and even like weights for me felt like a lot, and I was like, I still want to enjoy working out, so I'm just going to do lower impact stuff. So my favorite workouts were to follow Melissa Wood Health, which I have talked about her several times on my channel. She has a prenatal series and like tons of videos in there, so if you're looking for something like gentle and people know what they're doing, check that out. I also bought a pregnancy program from a lady I follow on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the program. It's like Empowered and something, but I'll pop it here. And I really liked that for a majority of my second trimester. I loved it just knowing that it comes from fitness professionals that were also pregnant, that were teaching you pregnancy safe moves to do week by week. So it was like, when you're on week 24, this is the exact workout you should be doing. And I loved that they had like pelvic exercises to go along with it to help with your like Kegel moves and things like that. And then they also just felt really safe and explained everything really, really well. So if you're looking for something that's more weight-based, I would check that out, because I actually really enjoyed it for the couple months that I was doing it. I'm no longer doing it because I am big enough, which I'll show you at the end, that, I don't know, lifting weights just doesn't sound good and I'm listening to my body. So Okay, next are a few must-haves that I found in my second trimester that I couldn't live without. And the first is tracking my water intake with a really large water bottle. If you've watched my other videos, you know I love buying water bottles. I just find it so fun to find a new water bottle and use it for a while and then get another one. I don't know why. Just one of those toxic traits that you're like, I just really enjoy buying water bottles. Let me be. So my most recent one is this half gallon. I got it at Target, and it does have like the little notches on it with the numbers of ounces. And I started carrying this around every day because I actually needed to track my water, because I went into my midwife and was telling her that the second trimester constipation is really getting the best of me, and I didn't want to try other things, but I have, which I'll mention in a second. And the first thing she said is like, are you actually drinking enough water? Like, are you actually tracking your water and not just saying, you know, I have this water bottle and I drink from it? And I was like, good point. So now I make an effort to actually track 64 ounces. I drink 2 of these a day, so a gallon a day, which is super important. When you're pregnant, you got all that extra blood volume going in you and baby, and you just get really thirsty. And so what I found is having a ton of water on me, like when I'm running errands or something, helps out so much to keep on track. Instead of like, oh, well, one day this week I drank a lot of water, but like the other 6, oops, I forgot. It really helps you stay accountable. So hydrate, ladies. Okay, kind of off that note, my digestion just got so bad in the second trimester. I don't need to get into details here, but the space that the baby in your uterus is growing at is not leaving much room for things to flow through. And I already suffer with bad digestion. I have a video on my channel of how I cured my digestion naturally. That was pre-pregnancy. In pregnancy, I mean, everything slows down, so the baby gets more nutrients from your food, and the space that everything moves through is much smaller. And so you just have a hard time moving bowels through you. And I finally just had to give in, and I'm using Miralax. I said it, guys. After doing a ton of research and just talking to my midwife about things I can do, because literally drinking a gallon of water, eating tons of fruits and vegetables and healthy greens and lean proteins and complex carbs, like you name it, I've like done it all. Probiotics, a good prenatal, it just, nothing was budging. So it gets really uncomfortable, and I'm happy I listened to my midwife, because one thing she said is pregnancy is already uncomfortable. You don't need to make yourself more uncomfortable. She was like, taking Miralax a couple times a week isn't going to hurt you or the baby, and if it makes you more comfortable, then do it. So as much as I'm like an all-natural freak and I wish I could have done something that helped, unfortunately my body just needed that extra oomph to get things flowing. And you know what, I'm happier, I feel better, I feel lighter, the cramps have stopped, so we are all good. So if you're in this situation and you're nervous, just take some Miralax. So the 2 last things that are on my like second try must-have list is this funny pregnancy pillow I found on Amazon. I'll pop it in right here. I bought like the big one that you wrap around. It's like a C shape or a U shape, and I absolutely hated it. I feel like my neck was like kinked, and I just didn't feel like my spine was completely in alignment when using those types of pillows. So I found this weird thing on Amazon. It's got like 2 pillows on the side with this little strap that like connects them, and it helps me from rolling on my back, because I am a back sleeper, so that has been an extreme struggle at night. So it helps me from rolling on my back, but then it also supports my belly on the other side because they have the matching pillows, and it is seriously the best thing. Like, I have shoved it in every suitcase wherever we go, because I'm like, I won't sleep if I don't have the proper support. So if you are like me and maybe you made the mistake of buying a pregnancy pillow and realized you hate it, save it for breastfeeding or for just relaxing against, and buy this other pillow and try it out, because I swear by it. It doesn't move in the middle of the night because it's attached by the little thing in the middle, so it doesn't like move underneath you and stuff. It's pretty secure, and yeah, I've just found it's the best thing in the world. Okay, and then my last must-have is just the world's thickest CeraVe body lotion. Your body in the second trimester, man, is it quenched. It is thirsty. It is dry everywhere. Things are peeling you didn't know could peel. And yeah, I have tried all the oils, all the rubs, all the everything, and the best thing that I have found is like the OG super thick with a pump CeraVe body lotion. I hope I'm saying that right. I just lather that all over my body right out the shower, morning and night, and it is great. It goes into your skin, but you still feel super moisturized, which is what you want in pregnancy. So it's not like it's so absorbent that all of a sudden you're like, I need to put more on. You still feel like you're really moisturized, but without it feeling like it's getting on your clothes and things like that, like body oils do. That was my #1 complaint. Body oils and other things, I just felt like they would get everywhere, like on the furniture, on my clothes. I was like, I can't get dressed for like at least an hour before this really like soaks into the skin. And I just find that way too annoying for someone who loves convenience. So if you're trying to find like a super affordable thing, because you will be using so much of it, I mean, literally like head to toe, you need to lather your body morning and night because everything is so dry. Buy just a huge tub of CeraVe. Does the trick. Next, I wanted to talk about just a few like weird symptoms I had in my second trimester. Besides all the obvious ones that people talk about, increased energy, feeling more like yourself, things like that. There was a few weird ones that I got that I didn't know were actually pregnancy related. And the first one is leaking out of your boobs. So as you can tell, my boobs are huge right now and nothing fits. But besides that point, leakage. I've had several occasions where there was milk coming out. And I know now this is normal because my midwife said it was and Google said it was. But in the moment, you're kind of like, am I going into labor? Is my milk coming in right now? What is happening? Why is there fluids coming out of my body that shouldn't be? So I was a little freaked out, but apparently it's all normal. It's just a sign that your body is going through the right stages and the hormones are happening and your body is just preparing for those moments. But yeah, so if your boobs are leaking, welcome to the club. You're a mom. Okay, the other weird one I have been getting so consistently is leg cramps and like restless leg syndrome. I really didn't know what it was until later on in my second trimester, when you're laying down and you cannot get comfortable for the life of you. Like you just feel like you need to like just like kick your legs, or like someone needs to like stretch them or rub them or something. You're just like, I can't explain it. It's almost like claustrophobic. Like you're like, I feel like I am in a swaddle and I'm trying to get out. That's the best way I can explain it. But besides that, also the leg cramps, just so many calf cramps at 3 a.m. that hurt and jump you out of bed, which is hard to jump out of bed when you're, you know, pregnant with a child. So that, and then I also got a lot of like of the cramps at the bottom of my feet, and I think that's just from like being on your feet all day or something, or swelling. I really don't know, but be prepared to jump at any moment out of your seat. All right, and then the last thing I really feel is important to touch on in my second trimester is the change in my body. You know, gaining weight is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm by no means in a bad place of like, I don't like the way my body looks. I think I look beautiful with a bump. It, you know, doesn't hurt that everybody else tells you you look beautiful, pregnant, and you're glowing, and the bump is great, but there's something tough about consistently gaining weight and trying to tell yourself like this is okay, because you go your whole life with society and even yourself telling you like, I need to exercise, I need to eat healthy, I need to stay thin, I need to work out, I need to, you know, be in shape and blah, blah, blah. And so it's really difficult when you're constantly going into the doctor's office and they're asking for your weight and weighing you and keeping track. And I even had a bad experience at the doctor's office one time. The lady had put in my weight wrong. So instead of putting, I'm just gonna use fake numbers, like 110, they put in like 130. And so she just like missed a key and like had me gain 20 pounds instead of the normal whatever I had gained. And so it actually was really uncomfortable, because then my midwife was like trying to politely bring up the topic to me like, okay, so you look great, but I have to ask because I don't want to be worried. Like, did you really gain 20 pounds in the last 4 weeks since we saw you? Like, I just want to make sure everything's on track and we're not missing something we should be. And I was like, I mean, I don't think I gained 20 pounds in the last 4 weeks. Like, you tell me, you're the one measuring me. And so then we like looked at all the numbers and I was like, oh, well, that number is off. That's why you think I gained 20 pounds instead of 4 or whatever it was. And so it's like so tough because it's such a topic and everybody carries pregnancy different. So I feel like a lot of people talk about like, oh, I gained 50 pounds, or oh, I gained 80 pounds. And then other people are like, oh, I only gained 10 or something. And you're like, well, you look great. So I wonder what I'm gonna look like. So I guess my point of just bringing all of this up is it's tough, it's uncomfortable, it's not easy. Some people make it seem really beautiful and easy, and you know what? I would say it's definitely something I think about constantly, how my clothes don't fit, and not just like the bump. It's like clothes here don't fit, clothes around your butt don't fit. It's like things are changing. You have to gain weight. It's inevitable. You're growing a human. They need nutrients. Your body has to gain weight. Something I even read was like your body has to store at least 7 pounds of fat so that when you give birth, you have some sort of like fat supply to give to the baby through breast milk and nutrients and all that stuff. Because they don't want you like breastfeeding and then losing everything and then you lose your milk. So it's like your body's way of like naturally storing fat for energy for later, which totally makes sense. But you're also like, I gotta work that off at some point, guys. Like, come on. So it is tough. The second trimester weight gain has been tough. I definitely gained all the weight that I have thus far in the second trimester because I was so sick in my first trimester that I actually lost 4 pounds, which is normal. And I'm only giving you guys these numbers for reference because this is my experience and I want to share it. So I actually lost a little bit of weight in my first trimester. And then my second trimester, I gained a majority of it because my body needed to gain that to support the baby and the things to come. And so it's just rough. It's rough out here. And I'd be lying if I wasn't at least honest and just saying, I'm dealing with it. I'm sure everybody else deals with it in some sort of way. And so stick in there. You got this. It's uncomfortable. And I find myself just often thinking about how am I going to lose this after I have the baby? And I'm trying to get away from that mindset because I want to enjoy every moment and not be thinking about what my body looks like, because it obviously is amazing and is doing a miracle and birthing human and doing all the things it was meant to do. So if you're struggling, all I wanted to say is I am there with you. It is hard and we are going to get through it. Okay guys, I think we end with a little bump shot. So keep in mind, the end of second trimester is like 28 weeks or something like that, and I'm currently 31, so I am a little bit farther than the second trimester, but I still want to share a bump shot because it's fun, and baby girl is growing, so let's check her out. Okay, so I just want to show you how deceiving pregnancy is. Right now, I look like a normal human, right? I'm like, she's cute, she's in a tank. Bam! Large and in charge. There she is, boys. So we got the bumpage here. This is 31 weeks. Pull this down for you so you can really get a good look. That's the belly. And honestly, they need to have this photo right here in the tattoo place when you're 16 and getting your belly button pierced, because other 16-year-olds need to know this is what your belly button's gonna look like if you get it pierced right now, and it ain't gonna look pretty when you're pregnant. It ain't gonna be pretty, guys. So I just feel like there needs to be a little bit of a scare tactic, so other 16-year-olds, when they're like, yeah, let's get my belly button pierced, they go, you know what, it's probably not going to go back to normal once I have a child. Is it worth it? No. No, it's not. It's not worth it for the 5 years you wore a belly button ring. Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching my video and my second trimester recap. I'm so happy to be talking to you guys again and posting, and I really want to stay on top of it and have some fun videos coming out, such as our nursery tour. We have done a lot of work in here. It is still not done. I am doing like a closet organizer thing still. There's some work that needs to be done, but it is close, and I want to share some before and afters with you guys and just kind of show you how we did it. Not necessarily on a budget, but we like DIY'd everything and bought everything and did it ourselves. And so yeah, so I think it'll be fun to show you guys the finished product and what you guys can do at home. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I will just be posting pregnancy, motherhood, health, wellness content. So if you're into that, then I'd love to have you. All right, bye guys.